guys, you're welcome to my channel. It's Mother's Day edition part 2. Okay, so today I'm gonna be talking about how marriage has transformed me in the last 2 years. Marriage is a totally different ball game from a single life. First and foremost, I am thankful for the grace. I am thankful for the grace because as a young girl, I never really thought about marriage. Marriage was not such a big thought on my mind. I didn't imagine my wedding dress for once. Yes. You know, I have friends and relatives who would say, by the time I want to get married, I will get married at 21. I want my wedding dress to be a certain way. I would be getting married in Maldives. I never had any of such thoughts. I just knew that I would love to be with someone who is committed. That was all. I appreciate commitment so much. I'm someone who would literally fly the highest mountain for commitment. I appreciate commitment, but I never really imagined how my wedding day was going to be like. I never imagined what kind of dress I'll wear. You know, I had friends as far back as when I was in primary 4 who were saying, I'd like to have 4 kids. They would ask themselves, how many children would you love to have? One would say, I want to have just 2. As young as primary 4. But you know, such thoughts never really crossed my mind. So I'm thankful for the grace. And today I'm going to be sharing with you how marriage has transformed me, what marriage has done to me. So I am very big on self-love, very big on respect and love and special treatment for women, for my gender. I believe that loving a woman should come to you naturally. Loving yourself as a woman should come naturally. Loving a woman as a man should come naturally. Women go through a lot. We are the weaker vessel. We are even according to the Bible, we are the weaker vessel. 9 bones were used in creating a man, while 7 were used in creating a woman. As an individual, when I was single, right from childhood, I didn't tolerate trash from anybody, especially from any naughty, brattish boy. When I was in primary 3, at different stages, though I got really bullied as a young girl. There was this boy that used to bully me a lot. My mom had to come to school when I was in primary 1. Of course, I'm an Ajebota. I was raised in a refined home. Yes, I'm from a polygamous family, but my parents did great jobs in raising us. Our parents did very good job in raising up the 15 of us. I used to cry when that boy bullied me in primary 1. But at the time I got to primary 3, I was already tough. I toughened up and I went to another school. This boy had been looking at me and telling me, I'll beat you someday. I'll beat you someday. I said, oh, you're not going to beat me. Why would you want to beat me? What did I do to you? He just came close to me one day and and we fought. I fought him back. We fought ourselves back to back. He felt it. Like, why would you do that? At another point, another boy invited me during break time to the back of the class, I think in primary 4. He said he was going to beat me. Like, things like that. People gathered there watching us. So I'm like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, what's happening to me? But you see, I don't like for people to see the weak part of me. I don't like to be vulnerable. I don't like for people to see my vulnerability until recently, because you can't really survive this world alone. So I've learned to open up, of course. Besides, I'm in good hands. I'm married, to God be the glory. I can be vulnerable now. And I know what you're thinking. Okay, so on different occasions, I was bullied, I was challenged to a fight. Like, people would literally insult you, insult your family, really insult your family because they wanted you to react. So at the time, I think I took a break from all those fighting. I stopped being bullied. I was still bullied little by little in JSS 1 when I got into secondary school, but in JSS 2, I was just doing my thing. And this young boy, he was the most brilliant boy in my class. I was in GSS 2B, he was in GSS 2A, I think, or maybe GSS 2C. You know, we had a block of classes up to like GSS 2E. He was in C, I was in B. And this boy would always come to me and be like, okay, I think I was in A or B. I don't know. I can't remember clearly. So he came to me. He's been looking for my trouble. The guy got really pompous in GSS2. Most brilliant boy in GSS1. So we got to GSS2. He started acting like a big boy. Wearing big pants, wearing big watch. This is supposed to be a story time on its own. I'm just giving you the hints, enjoy it like that. Let me give it to you as a bonus. It's supposed to be a special story time because I'm actually talking about how marriage has transformed me, right? So this boy, as we're looking for my trouble, he just came that day and he was just insulting me. He came all the way from C class to B, insulting me. That's how they'll be acting. All the spoiled girls, all the spoiled children. And I was like, are you talking to me? What is even wrong with you, this boy? Did you just talk to me? Did you say what is wrong with me? I'm so going to deal with you today. After classes, if you know you're your father's daughter. I was wondering, did I hear you right? After classes, if you know you're your father's daughter, wait for me. That was when I lost it. You remember I told you people used to challenge me to a fight in primary 3, primary 4. They would go and invite me to the back of the class, invite other people. They were always making me fight. I was a gentle girl. I've always been a gentle girl. They would now challenge me. This boy said, if you know you're your father's daughter, that statement irritated the living daylight out of me. I said, what? I imagined my father's face for 10 seconds. Imagine my mother's face for a second. I said, I am not a bastard. Why would this guy say this? Why? I was so pained, but there was nothing I could do. My hands are tied because he said, if you know you're your father's daughter, wait for me after classes. I'm going to beat you. You think you are big because you are big. And I was very chubby. I think that was one of the things that was getting them angry, especially the boys. I remember the boys were the ones that really used to challenge me to a fight. It was only one girl, Shola, I've forgotten her surname, that challenged me to a fight in primary school. I think it was primary 4. But it was always boys that would challenge me to a fight. I will beat you up. I'll beat you. Wait after classes. What would I do? How would I escape this fight? I needed to escape, but he already challenged me and said if I knew I was my father's daughter. Of course I was my father's daughter. So even if you were going to beat me, I'll take it. For you to have challenged me, and it has happened over the years, they will always say something that would trip me off. Literally want me to fight back. I said, I'm my father's daughter. There is no way I would escape this. There's no way I will escape it. I just have to wait. Father's daughter, come on now. My mother didn't give birth to a bastard. I had to wait. And then, if you saw my class, you would think these were university people. They were so mature. They're announcing people in A class were going from A to B to C to E to F. And there is all the arms of the classes saying there is a fight between so person and Any and so person will be fighting, and this boy will be fighting. They announced, everybody wait after class. So I said, okay, let's see how this is going to go. At the end of the class, we went to A class. Everybody gathered. It was like a wrestling match. Everybody gathered in A class and they drew a line. I'm sure you guys will be wondering if I went to a public school. I didn't go to a public school. Okay, I think it wasn't a public school, neither was it a private school. It was a government school, like the secondary school of a college of education. So the fight started, but all that was ringing in my head was, if you know you're your father's daughter, if you know you're your father's daughter, if you know you're your father's daughter. I was in another realm. I beat this boy blue black.
I beat you. 10 minutes into the fight, he was on the floor.
He was on the floor. Literally was on the floor. That was when a teacher came. People were shouting, hey, hey. I was angry. Not because I wanted to fight, but because you bro. You literally insulted my parents. If I didn't wait, that would be an insult on my parents. If you know you're your father's daughter, why would I not know I'm my father's daughter? Don't I look like him? 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 Everybody started hailing me. Hey, hey. It was like that because this boy was the one who challenged me to a fight. To think the one who challenged someone to a fight was now the one that was beaten. Like, I was even ashamed on his behalf. And guess what, guys? Since that day, this boy started respecting me. If he sees me, he will greet me first.
God have mercy upon us.
So the fight went on. The teacher came in. So yeah, two of you, come. I was trying to explain that, sir, it was the one that provoked me. He took us to the staff room. It was the one that provoked me. There was one teacher then. She used to attend a church in our compound. The hall in our compound was used as a church. So that teacher, a female teacher, used to come to that same church. She knows me very well. She used to see me. So, Auntie, I think her name is Tayo. Abitayo. Auntie, please help me beg. Because that teacher used to flog people a lot. I used to avoid this trouble. He had never flogged me, but he was always going around with cane. His cane had never touched me at that time. And I was avoiding it. I said, this man's cane will not touch me till I leave this school. So that day, he said, help me beg. The lady was she was just smiling. She kept a smiley face and was neutral. I was like, this abusi. I didn't like that. You could even beg. At least you know me. You see me like every other day. She used to come for evening service in that church. She was just keeping a smiling face. That man flogged me. I cried. I said, me, that I'm so loved. Me, that I'm everybody's darling. I went into a corner. I cried for like another 10 minutes. I wiped my face. I went back to class. The whole class was scattered. People were like, hey! They almost carried me when I went back into the class. They were lifted up to a champion. I said, which champion? Wow! Champion of our time. I said, okay. I hate bullies. Ever since that time, I hated bullies. Because guess what? After that day, that guy started respecting me. You can imagine. So I was like, oh, TLA. So you literally just wanted to catch cruise with me. I was like, this is how bullies are. That's when I now started learning. I now started building my walls. I started creating my boundaries. If you try to bully me like this, you will not like what you will find. And I waged war. Like, I created war against bullies. War against bullies, war against bullying. Like, I don't tolerate bullying anymore. Even if you're way older than I am, I will set my boundaries. And I'll set it straight with you. I was like, so this is how they are. Like, he became my friend. Aurea Papandodo. He became my friend. We now became friends. So I said, so this is how it is. So that way, I was able to like build a wall. I would perceive a man, any male, as disrespectful. Naturally. Even if you don't mean what you're doing as a disrespect, I would perceive it as you being disrespectful. Except you now explain, but oh, sorry, I didn't mean it that way. I didn't mean to come across that way. Okay. That was when I realized that experiences of life can actually make you form a mindset and can shape on your behavioral patterns. I would have been very free-minded and open towards everyone, if not because I got bullied a lot by boys. And my mom didn't even know. I wasn't telling my family members about it. Apparently he thought he was going to be able to beat me. That was why he challenged me to that fight. So maybe when he beat me, he was going to gain some stars from it. Like Ufefimi Gbasta in Yoruba. He wanted to gain some feathers to his cap. Like, okay, the most brilliant boy on block. He can fight, he has muscle. And he looked at me. I've always been tall. He looked at me and challenged me to a fight. Because he literally thinks, okay, girls that are like this, chubby, they can't fight. They are Ajebota. Of course, I'm Ajebota. I've always been an Ajebota and I will always remain an Ajebota. But I hate bullies. Hello? I hate bullies. Oh, goodness. That was a really funny day. I remember a guy who asked me out at some point. He just told me, Eniola, please, if we date, I hope you're not going to punish me for the sins of others. I looked at him and said, Kiloba, you're working we. And growing up, I now began to understand what he meant. I had to tell him, why? Why do you think so? Because we as human beings tend to act out our present, being inspired by our past, either good or bad. Like, same way good people would be nice to bad people, because everyone they've met has been good to them all their life. The same way a bad person or someone who has been made bad due to life's experiences will be bad to a good person. This is why we just always have to pray to be around good people. My father prays that prayer that God should surround us with good people. As I grew older, the more I began to appreciate that prayer. My father used to pray when he was alive. You know, I was like, it's very important for God to surround you with good people. It is what it is. You just have to drop the baggages of the past and focus on your future. You know, when that guy said that thing, I was like, who told you? Did I tell you I was jilted? What do you mean by sins of others? But the truth is, it's not just being jilted or being cheated on. It doesn't have to do with just relationship. But the fact that bullying of the past would literally make me want to stand up to any guy. Because if you're coming up to me, you have to come correct. Are you insulting me? Are you for me or you're against me? That was my modus operandi those times as a single girl. I would want to know if you're on my side or you're against me. Don't do sneaky jokes. You know, I was just too serious for life. I could easily perceive bullying, especially from men. Come to think of it, I never really had such issues with women. Marriage has really helped, and it is what it is. Even if you want to run away, like running away from little disputes does not help it in life. Help it. A wise woman once said, and I quote, "Whatever lesson you are meant to have learned in life, you pass through school and you didn't learn it. You pass through the workplace, you didn't learn it. Marriage is that institution that teaches you that thing. You must learn it by force. You must learn it at all costs at the level of marriage. You don't now learn it at the level of marriage, you will never learn it again. Those traits either fly away or they die, or you know, they live with it forever." This is what they say about past experiences actually culminating into forming our behavioral patterns and forming our habits, a mindset, and the things we've been through can actually form our character traits and what we believe in. By the time I entered into the university, I was so guarded that people used to fear me. Not like they were afraid of me, but they used to mind themselves around me. How you would literally want to relate with other girls freely, people could not relate with me that way. And I felt it, because at some point I would now be like, I'm beautiful. I'll be thinking, this kind of person is attracting attention more than me. That's because there is an invisible wall that you've built around yourself that men can see, but even you don't know. Unconsciously, you've built that wall because you've perceived every male as someone who wants to bully you. That's something I realized eventually. But one thing I observe is that marriage has really changed me. Marriage has refined my character a lot. Because at the end of the day, I had to realize that, because as a girl, this is how it is. Eventually, if someone can actually say, okay, out of all the women I've met, out of everyone in the world, out of the billions of ladies in the world, you're the one I'm choosing to give my ring, you're the one I'm choosing to have my kids, you're the one I'm choosing to do life with. I think that's a solid bond enough to change your mindset. Because I realized, looking back, I just believe, is this me? Because there are certain conflicts that I could not resolve easily. Yes, there were things that I perceived as bullying as a single lady. I see such a huge difference between my single life and now that I'm married. And in just 2 years, I can tell that I am different. There's a shift of mentality. There were things that could be resolved, but I didn't want to give a chance. I would throw the whole friendship away. Anything I perceive as bullying turns my belly. You know, I would be like, good riddance, please. And these were things that could be resolved, but I will just let it go. But in marriage, you know, marriage itself ties your hand. Where do you want to go? Even if you go, you will leave the first one, the second one, the third one, uncle. People will start looking at you like someone that is not mentally well. There's this woman on TikTok that prides herself as a motivational speaker and prides herself more in the fact that she's in her third husband's house. And I'm like, how are you a motivational speaker? Why didn't you use those things you're telling women now in your first marriage, in your second marriage? And you're here talking down on women and all. That's not how to be a motivational speaker. Anyway, by the way, I'm just talking about myself and how much of how marriage has reshaped my mindset. Even those times when I was in school, it was totally different. I would sense any small thing as disrespect and I would detach instantly. You know, I had friends who thought, okay, no, a man is a man, no matter the age, no matter his status. A man is a man, you have to respect a man. You have to respect that. But I wasn't having it. I wasn't of that school of thought at all. I believed, okay, if you respect me, I'll respect you. If you don't want to respect me, then day your day, you know. And you know, marriage is such a powerful institution. This is why the Yoruba is so deep. Yoruba says ile oko, ile ekoni. The Yoruba philosophy is quite similar to the biblical theology and also to the world's philosophy at large. And you know, it's so interesting that even certain situations where you want to run away from certain conversations, you can't. Where are you running to?
Why are you running? Why are you running?
You have to sit down and trash things out. You talk about it and you move past it. Of course, there are certain situations in marriages that you cannot move past. There are certain situations and scenarios that you just have to walk out of. You have to walk out of those kind of marriages. But I'm talking about everyday situations where someone who has past experiences of bullying will literally want to think, oh, are you trying to bully me? Are you trying to subdue me? Are you trying to, as a man, you might think, oh, are you trying to subdue me? Maybe because you're the type of person that has always been shut up all your life. Maybe you have such a large family where they are always shutting you up and you feel, not shut me up. I will not let you just trample on me. You start misbehaving because you're bringing your past experiences into your marriage. And also as a woman, for instance, someone like myself who had always been bullied from primary school to secondary school, anything your husband says, you want to stand up and say, you know, I'm not going to let you bully me. It's not going to let you have a clear head to resolve disputes. It's not going to even let you enjoy your marriage. This is why you just have to put aside the traumas of your past. Past experiences are past experiences. You have to open a new chapter in order to enjoy what God has given you. And when God surrounds you with good people, you have to be able to maximize it. Do not water down their efforts. Do not water down what God has given you. Help yourself by maximizing that thing that God has given to you and enjoying the benefits of it to the fullest. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. I really appreciate you for sticking to this channel. I love you so much. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment on this page. Till I come your way again. Eniola Olumiloa. Love you guys. Bye.